broke ass.
Answer. Because you are that, you are capable. You are gifted, and you are soon to be opinionated. It's okay to be different. And it's so okay to just be you. The world awaits to receive you.
I could not be here breathing and be comfortable if I was really as bad as they was making it. You know, nobody could be around me. So for me to be this calm, I must have some kind of inner peace. And my inner peace is knowing that once everybody take the time to really see what type of person I am, you'd be surprised that I stuck around this long. I have to make the life that I do live as happy as I can and try to do the best with what I have. You know, live the best life I can live, be as happy as I can be. Nothing is perfect for anybody. I don't know.
Boys, I swear, I think I figured it out. You know why they don't want us redneck brothers and sisters and the hood brothers and sisters getting along? You know why? Because we'd be unstoppable. I'm telling you right now, we would shut shit down.
Yes, we will shut shit down. Blessings, blessings. Welcome to Uncensored Enlightenment Talk. And you're here with your host, Grace Levi. The first thing I want to do is give a shout out to the first person that's in the building. Shout out to Foxy Roxy. Check out her YouTube page. Because we have some pedos, and I'm not being funny. For real. We have some alleged artists in Harvey. So this was the story I wanted to bring to you guys. But before we bring you the story, we got to do some breaking news. This is the story I want to bring to you guys that I was put aware of by Ryan, that Alderman called Tyron was facing allegations of sexual rape. Just iron. It was terrible. Okay, just terrible. But before we do that, I do want to give you two updates. Something is going on. And the reason why I'm going to show you this is because what we make of this case right here is what we're going to expect to happen in our government to P. Diddy and to everybody else who are facing these tremendous, horrendous allegations. So this was June 9th. Jury divided in the Harvey Weinstein trial. Do y'all know this is still going on? This man ain't died yet or been directly convicted. I know he's supposed to have been in jail, but this is still going on. So I want you guys to watch this real quick. And I also have another crazy update about an elected official and sexual assault allegations related to ritual sex magic. Think Grace Levi playing with you when I'm telling you these elected officials do voodoo. Okay? We got the proof tonight.
And tonight we are following developments in several court cases.
First, the jury may be divided in Harvey Weinstein's retrial. The foreperson of the jury told the judge today some jurors are ganging up on others and prodding them to change their minds, citing information that wasn't part of the trial. In response, Weinstein's defense lawyer asked for a mistrial. That request was denied. The jury has been deliberating for 3 days now. Weinstein has pleaded not guilty to rape and sexual assault.
Disgraced music mogul Sean Diddy Combs' most recent ex-girlfriend took the stand in his trial again today. The woman, who went by the pseudonym Jane, said that she cried for 3 days after reading a lawsuit filed by Combs' previous girlfriend, Cassie Ventura. The 2023 court papers describe hundreds of instances of abuse. Jane said that she felt like she was reading about herself as she read about Cassie, and that case was settled for $20 million. Combs has pleaded not guilty in his current criminal case.
And a judge dismissed the lawsuit filed by actor and director Justin Baldoni against his It Ends With Us co-star Blake Lively.
We have to pay attention to this because these are people with the money. These are people that's in these prominent positions that people look up to and think that they can do no good. These are people that they look at as they idolize them. So what they get away with is the tone that there's going to be set in society. Okay?
You may recall she sued him for sexual harassment and retaliation in late December after the movie came out. Baldoni then countersued, accusing Lively and her husband of defamation and extortion. But the judge ultimately ruled allegations made in a lawsuit are exempt from libel claims, so Baldoni cannot sue. It's been 2 years since wildfires reached.
That was a form of intimidation. And imagine if someone was a regular person going against a star or a public official, and that public official sued them for defamation after that person make allegations against them. This is what we want to get to as well, because it's a little bit hot in here. It's really hot. Check this out. Letitia James, there has been new sexual allegations related to her involved in allegedly sex ritual magic. Okay, let's get to it. This is out. Is she out? Letitia James named a shocking abduction allegation. All right, let's get to it. Okay, so this is brought to you by Art Voice. No one is above the law. Former James Stafford goes after New York top cop. She launched a GoFundMe. Letitia James is not above the law. Justice for Angela Dubas. $400,000 goal. Okay, it says not for revenge, for legal, personal, or documentary costs. To tell the truth about what happened on December 22nd, 2014, when she said she was drugged and assaulted at the NYC Public Advocate holiday party. At the time, Letitia James was a public advocate. Abraham Kine was her chief of staff. Now James is the Attorney General of New York, but Angela Dubas says that shouldn't matter. No one is above the law, she writes, which happens to be James' motto. Okay. Now, allegations with consequences. Dubas has made a serious allegation. She accused Letitia James of crimes. If Angela Dubas is lying, she has to risk everything for a fantasy. Okay. But if she's telling the truth, then Letitia James, now New York Attorney General, once presided over the staff that abducted, drugged, and ritually assault the Black single mother working in her office. Can I drop a bomb real quick? Did I take that sound effect off? Y'all better be lucky, because it would have been like, wow. Am I tripping? Now, when Grace Levi says that these people practice voodoo rituals and altar, here you go. You see how God is? I'm not weird. Attorney General once presided over the staff that abducted, drugged, and ritually assaulted a Black single mother working in her office. It allegedly happened December 2014, just 6 months after Dubas worked for James' Manhattan office. She was an intern turning full-time staff member, living with her sister, raising 2 kids, and saving to move out. When she formally complained about the workplace harassment by Letitia James, Lieutenant Felton, she was retaliated against. Here we go. Don't this sound familiar? It happens everywhere, not just Dalton. Justice for Fania. That's all I gotta say. You know I gotta be petty. We gotta make the connections here. 6 days later came the Christmas party. Is she out? Dubas said that she was put in a black Lincoln Towns car, James' official car. She remembered hearing Letitia James asking, is she out? And she was placed conscience, I do apologize, next to James in the back seat. Dubas says that she woke up in the rainy hours later, disorientated, coat and bag going, and later recount a bizarre ritual involving chanting, groping. Am I tripping? Chanting, groping, and a circle of people, including James and Chief of Police Abraham Clan. For years, her story was suppressed. Internal reports was altered. Witnesses was promoted. And shout out to Mac the Man. Please check out his show. He was getting on being buck broke and the Sambos in our community, and how the people who have been put in these compromising positions, they turn into those type of people because 1, they're afraid. 2, they like bump it. Let me just take the money. and get the position and act like nothing happened. This happens all the time. That's why I didn't have sympathy for certain people with certain things, no matter what position, because I have an idea what goes on. And you should too. Don't say not me. This don't happen in our town. Yes. Y'all remember Melody's Fitness? I'm telling you, they probably was having the sexual tools right there. Allegedly. Shut up, Grace. You're going to the left. Okay. Hit the like button if you like my commentary tonight. I'm keeping it real. We just rolling with the punches. I'm trying to figure out what's going on at Harvey, but I'm finding some interesting things that I can make connections to. This is what we do. We got to think. This is crazy. Internal reports was altered. Witness was promoted. The Department of Investigation closed the case without naming her or the crime. In the meantime, James rose in her career. When she was elected in 2018, she became the first woman of color. Sounding like a little Hingyard. This is crazy. We gotta be living in a simulated world. This is just ridiculous. She became the first woman of color to hold a statewide office in New York and the first woman to be elected Attorney General. The vice, who is Black, said that shouldn't matter. What does the accomplishments mean if they are on the back end of corruption? No statutes of limitation in New York. You remember that? That's why they're getting puffy daddy right now. But now in 2025, the clock has not run out. In New York, first degree R in kidnapping has no statute of limitations. Neither does federal aggravated sexual assault or civil rights violation under the color of law. And if a cover-up continues through 2017, as the record of email suggested, those involved may still face justice. Now that sounds like a racketeering case. Now, I'm not going to go no more into this. I'm going to keep y'all up to date on this. Y'all know what we do on the weekends. Please listen to our replay game. Y'all know what we used to do because we break these long videos down. So I'm going to break this part down, as you know, and then we're going to move on to part 2 to find out what happened to later over there doing them sex rituals. Can I get an 8-ball in the chat if people didn't believe that we got demons walking amongst us? Habitating people's body, making them do these things because they done gave themselves to these deities and altars just to make money. But this is the sad thing. Before we get into Call Tyron, just one more thing about Miss Lolita. This is not the first time that she was called out on some horrendous behavior. And she sounded a little bit like Tiffany. Is this a playbook? New York Attorney General, ex-chief of staff, sued over sexual assault claims. Now, this is, I think, under the guise that she tried to suppress something. And this was in 2024. Thank you, Laura. Put the 8 balls in the chat. You know what we do. You got it. You got it. I'm teaching y'all the skills to have this because this is not just a me gift. Once I start to rip the veils off of y'all eyes and kind of look at things a little different, y'all gonna be like, ooh, y'all gonna be doing the Matrix. Like, y'all ain't gonna need me to drop the 8 balls. This is literally putting the pieces together. And making sure that we are emotionally intelligent when we deal with people. Y'all know I fell victim for that a little bit back in the day. Nobody perfect. Nobody perfect. I ain't trying to say I'm perfect. Y'all already know I be green. Let's not talk about it. Now, this was just something back in the day. So the New York Attorney General, Letitia James, and her former chief of staff were sued by former female staff who claimed sexual assault in 2021 fundraising. Okay, so I'm thinking this is another one. Hold on. Or is this the same one? Hold on. So this was November 2021 where Ms. James was slighted to give a speech. Okay. Ms. Contour, who was no longer employed by Ms. James at the time of the allegation assault, filed her complaint on Tuesday in the state court in Manhattan. Ms. Contour sued under the New York law allowing victims. So yeah, I think this is the same one. Hold on. I think this is a second. Let me do my research because I'm thinking that this is the separate one. But if I'm wrong, I'll correct myself when we do our part 2. But if you did not know, sex rituals is going down in our government. The boule is acting kind of nasty. Okay? Got to tell ya, that's what they do. Now, let's move on to our man of the hour as we get to our final part of the broadcast. Dun, 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 dun. Check it out. Check it out. Hey, Mac Man. Check out Mac Man Morning Show. How are you? I brought you up. Let me take this pedal off the damn screen. Alleged pedal. Alleged. Y'all know I gotta say alleged. Ain't nobody gonna come after me. Clark, he is everything. Okay. Oh yeah, I'm moving even smarter than him. If I'm smarter than what I did before. Clark gonna get our asses. He gonna try to do defamation and everything. I can tell. So good evening, Mr. Mac. He is the he is the host of the Mac Morning Show. I believe it come all around 9 or 10 a.m. I enjoy his commentary. This morning, like I said, he was talking about buck breaking and basically compromising people being in position of authority and leading us astray. So check out his morning Mac show. You know, if it's one or two of us in there, we just gonna keep it going. I support you. Now let's get to this right here. This right here is ridiculous. I got man. I was about to go in on a leader. I got her whole legacy. We'll do that on the part two. Y'all know I go. Sometimes I do too much. So let's put this in. I ain't gonna do too much. I know when to stop. Actual assault is no red flag for the suburban school board. So this was February 2018 after the charges. Now I still have to verify, was it dismissed? You know, what was the outcome? Please don't quote me on it. But we're just going to talk about the charges in itself and the whole situation, how horrendous it is. Okay? Shout out to Ryan for providing us with the foundation of this information. Tyron Rogers has been charged with 3 felonies: aggravated criminal sexual assault, attempted criminal sexual assault, and aggravated criminal sexual assault and kidnapping. Yet he remains a school board member in Harvey. How disgusting. He is on court order electronic home monitoring, but has repeatedly been given permission to go to the Cook County Circuit Judge Murphy to leave by the Cook County Circuit Judge Alan Murphy to leave his home and attend a school board meeting. School board or school, just the word school should not be used in the same paragraph as sexual abuse, sexual assault allegations. Anything gotta go. Just separate. Just separate. Opinion. Despite the current social climate, the Me Too movement and nationwide outrage over the way women have been ignored, marginalized when it comes to sexual harassment, I'm told that no one on the school board has complained that Rogers continue to attend because they be possibly doing. Shut up. I don't know if they do sex rituals, but you're a little comfortable. You know me. I was like, oh, hell no. Don't touch me. I don't want to sit next to him. I can't even see how they breathe the same air as Andrew Holmes. I can't. But they have more tolerance than me. See, they have more tolerance than me. I can deal with Trina and they can deal with Andrew Holmes. It's God. Okay? Okay. There are no protests outside the administrative office at Harvey Elementary School 152. There's no parents demanding that Rogers resign. The school board president is not only is supporting Rogers, but he actually posted Rogers' bail. There are 2 interim school superintendents jointly running the school district. They were appointed after the former school superintendent, Dean Adams, lost her job and filed a federal claim, amongst other things. And I think he said because somebody cursed at her or said they was going to beat her up and they had to pay some money. And I'm saying that's Ryan, because Ryan is my primary resource. I'm watching a lot of what he says because he likes to talk. And I like it because I can hear some things and I'm like, ooh, right there, ooh, because I need a point of reference. So he's been helping me a lot. So you're going to hear me say his name a lot, especially if I got the information from his page or I felt like, that's what he's been pushing, because I want to make sure that people get their original source. Okay? We're not doing no YouTube, that's my content type shit. Okay? We don't need nobody busting guns. Rewind to the first story, okay? We all here in love and unity. Now, moving forward. The school board president, nobody supports Rogers, paid his bill. disgusting. There, Mayor Mr. Rogers, who was convicted of theft and state benefits fraud in 2004 of a false information on her son's financial aid application prompted her to step down from the school board. She rejoined the school board and was allowed to stay despite her criminal past after she was pardoned by Governor Pat Quinn. These motherfuckers working together. Allegedly. As for Mr. Rogers, a 49-year-old woman claimed that she went to the Harvey Municipal Center on the afternoon of August 26, 2016 to meet Rogers on behalf of a friend. Her friend was a poor woman dealing with a raccoon problem at her home. Wow. The victim told Cook County Sheriff Police that since she had known Rogers for 40 years, he worked for the city of Harvey, she thought she might be able to get the city officials to deal with her friend's raccoon problem. Roger had also been married to a relative of the alleged victim. The woman said that she met Rogers. Now, this is where it gets bad, okay? This is where it gets bad. And that's why I told y'all, go make y'all formal complaints. Don't be going to Stan Brown complaining about stuff. I got y'all. Just come to me. I'm not saying he's going to be a pedo or rapist. Don't go to them. Fight your shit. Just do it the formal way. These people be trying to get, what you going to do for me? You know what you going to do for me if I help you? You know what I'm saying? Two women said that they met Rogers in the main office, and this is what makes it bad. It was in a public building. Two women said they met Rogers in the main office of Harvey City Hall with other workers present and asked if she could speak to him. Roger allegedly stated, "Yes, let's go to my office." The victim told police that Rogers took her down the hallway, grabbed her right waist, pulled her inside an office, and closed the door. This is about to get ratchet. At this point, Rogers made his intentions clear and began to pull at her clothes. The woman said she tried to get out of the office by running around the long table when Rogers locked the door with a key. Rogers then allegedly tried to actually penetrate the woman after pulling her pants down. This is vulgar, okay? Vulgar, but if it's in a newspaper, we shouldn't get it straight. This is bad. Rogers held her head down as he over the table. She told police, but she stuck her nails into him and mule kicked him with her right foot. Rogers tried again to penetrate her. I'm saying it funny because y'all know it hurts for me to say this. The police report stated, and also attempt to force her to perform actual acts. What is wrong with him? Yo, that is Andrew Holmes number 2. Yo, and you like, all right, one thing to overpower a woman and try to, but he like, all right, I'm just gonna let you go. Come on, do this. You want to do this. That's the same thing that Andrew Holmes did to Miss Aisha. Yeah, the minor. Y'all have a serious problem in the South Side, and I'm gonna say one of the things y'all gonna have to fix your perception. No more giving people the benefit of the doubt. I'm sorry. Especially if they have a history like this. I mean, you know, if somebody run their mouth, their little shoot do, and you don't like it, that's different. You don't like the tone. But if they doing like this, no, Harvey, you have a problem. Y'all got my ears itching. That's how much I'm stressing reading this. This is going to be the only article I read because I have a few other up, but I can't even get through this one because it is horrendous. Okay. I'm sorry, y'all. This is terrible. It's like I'm having a flashback. And this man is sitting at the meetings every day. Y'all know I'm going to ride him like. Didn't I see as soon as I saw Tyron, I didn't like him? I said, oh no, I don't like Tyron. He's suspect. I don't like him. My spirit told me that. Now I understand. All right. So the victim consented that Roger didn't unlock. Okay, hold on. Let me just move back because it just threw me off. So she mule kicked him. Roger tried again to do it again after being mule kicked, as told by the police, and also attempted to force her to do, you know what. The victim contended that Roger didn't unlock the door and let her out. She stopped at the dollar store and then went to the hospital emergency room where our kit was inspected and was done, and Cook County Sheriff's Police were called. I asked Rogers for a comment at the court hearing, and he referred me to his regular attorney, who was replaced by someone else today to prolong the case. I called the attorney office 3 times and did not get an answer. The Cook County State Attorney sent me a statement claiming our prosecutors have consistently objected to the defendant's request for moments of electronic monitoring. The sheriff's office claimed that it's rarely seen so many release granted of administrative monitoring, which requires 3 phone calls a day to keep tabs on the defendant. School administrators point the finger at the school board, headed by Mr. Rogers, and is that Raleigh Rogers, y'all? Mrs. Rogers? Is that Miss Raleigh Rogers' wife? Who Miss Rogers? Come on, y'all. Tell me who this is. Let's make these Southside connections. Tell me who this is, y'all. Is that Miss Rogers? Hey, with all the bucks passing going on, maybe this isn't such a big deal. Consider it part of the old not my job movement. I'm done. Okay? I'm done. We were talking about this monster of a man. Now, I'm going to start right there because I was trying to find a case and the outcome. I can't tell y'all the definitive outcome. I don't care what the outcome is. It's the same thing with the Fania case. Just to hear the allegations, the circumstances, the way the administration handled it was appalling enough. Harvey, we got a problem. But I will say Harvey residents are on it, as I stated before. Y'all keep fighting the good fight. Now that you have the light on you and you have more than 1 or 2 content creators that's paying attention, just use the platform to highlight what's going on with you guys, keep on moving forward. So I'm not going to tell y'all what I'm working on. I got a few things up my sleeve, dog. So we will be back. What's today? We'll be back on Friday. And we will be doing an update on Thornton Township, okay? I'm going to be doing a broadcast on Thornton Township on Friday. Please turn your notifications on. Again, I want to remind you, they put a smile on my face. July 27, 2025, we will be hosting. Mama Harbor will be hosting the annual butterfly release, and I will be the person. Hey y'all, I'm gonna get my jokes together. I never told y'all that I want to retire as a stand-up comic. I always said that when I was a little kid. I said I would be an old lady cracking jokes, talking shit. So I get to talk a little bit now, but I am going to be helping Miss Cara host. We will be securing our first set of butterfly box on Friday, between Friday and Saturday. So I will be making a post with the receipts, okay? We are folding up on our end of the bargain, as well as until July 15th, anything that you give me from last month to that time is going to be donated to the butterfly release on behalf of you guys. So even if you send me a super chat or you have a membership, I'm putting it together and it's going to account for butterflies that y'all guys purchase. And on that day, I will call your names out and just send love and blessings. So until then, y'all already know what Grace Levi doing down.
Guys, this is Super Mayor Tiffany A. Hilliard, the People's Mayor. So, you guys doing a lot of snitching.
Don't let my snitching fool you. I love a good jam. And I'm S-I-N-G-L-E again. Outside hanging out the window with my ratchet ass friends. Let's go!
Okay.
Let's go!
Hide the money, y'all. There's poor people around. With your broke ass.
I'm
I'm Cara Wilson. I'm the mother of Alexis Wilson, killed by Dalton, Illinois police. At the time that my daughter was killed, Tiffany stood in front of a microphone much like this and said that she stood with the cops, and they did do the right thing by killing my 19-year-old child. Not only did she not take those words back, she didn't offer her condolences. She's never said anything. The first thing she did was hire this group of security guards to surround her and PR. So the real reason Tiffany has security is hiding from accountability about what she said about Alexis Wilson when she was killed. Now, if you watch the coverage of this murder, these officers violated her rights, reached in her car, jumped in her car, and put 7 bullets in my child, 2 in her head and 5 down her side. And the next day, you guys tried to spin it like she did something. Watch the video. She did nothing to deserve this. And again, last time they brought up Alexis, she's doing what she does now. Look this way, look that way, every way, but at the person talking. You don't give a damn, and you never did, and you never acted like it. She called out a whole press conference to call my daughter a criminal, and Homewood Flossmoor graduate with no criminal record. But Tiffany, you have one, because we used your mugshot to protest in front of your house. And that's why you hid. That's why you have security.